Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where last episode we were kept in suspense on whether we'd get these repairs done before the financial report. I think the odds are a little low. I haven't run the math. Let's just YOLO it and find out. Let's see. So, I mean, we're going to finish up a lot of them. Financial report is in 5 days at this point. And things are actually looking good. Yeah, we're absolutely done. Fantastic. Okay, I was wrong. I like it. I like to be wrong in those situations. Now, I want to double check here. It looks like everything is good to go. So let's hop into our barracks, and we should have maybe some training for our newest pilot who's been in the simulator. I don't know. He isn't going to be making a ton, but actually, yeah, Kodiak does have some. Of course, he started with some XP that we never spent. We're going to give him Bandit, and we're going to call that good for now.
Training complete.
Cool. So that'll be fine. And what else do we potentially need here? Maybe a point for Poet, but no. And she's the only other one who's not maxed. So let's hop into the command center and let's get ourselves a deployment. We're looking for at least... We'd love to see 2 million C-bills from this one. Actually, this is not bad. That's an escort mission, though. A battle mission here. I would love to see... I don't want a defend base. I want to see an attack base. That's an assassinate. Target acquisition. Yikes. This is a capture base here. It's 8 skull. It's a hot AO and hold it against a counterattack. And it's against Comstar. I think that that's probably not going to be our best bet. I think that this here will actually be our best bet. It should be pretty straightforward. We have a free priority salvage, and this does give us over 2 million C-bills in compensation, which should be enough to keep us over 10 million after this month's tick, at which point we can push the difficulty, is the idea. So we should be completely fine to deploy all of these units. Let's give it a go. Darius is probably an idiot. At honestly 6.5 skulls, I don't expect that we'll have difficulties here. I expect that this will be a quite easy mission. I am hoping that we'll be against 2 lances, but if we're only against 1, then we should be able to get in and out very, very easily. So we'll see what ends up happening there, but I do think that this will be simple. I think we'll get in, get out, no problem at all. Who was he up for? It wasn't Comstar, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 95% sure that it wasn't Comstar. I think it was Davian or Steiner, somebody like that. So that would be relatively simple. That's, of course, only 4 unit lances in their doctrine, so that'll be fine. Let's see what we've got here. As soon as it finishes loading. I felt like I should have had more things to say there, but I just kind of didn't. At any rate, we need to destroy the planetary government units. Commander Karitan surveillance teams have picked up what we believe to be the signature of an active patrol of local government mechs engaging in reconnaissance near the borders of our holdings on this planet. This is technically not a violation of our sovereignty, but it's clearly provocative. We need you to send a message by destroying the patrol of mechs. Should you encounter any other local government units, there will be a bonus for destroying those as well. So we're against local government. Okay. A straightforward job, Commander. This kind of back and forth is typical on Periphery Worlds. Indeed, all systems are nominal, so let's go.
Command interface initiated.
Not a lot of cover. I can immediately see that. Targets are in that region where there is a lot of cover. We'll need to move up and make contact. We do have allies, but they're going to be way back here, so we don't really expect anything at all out of them. I'm definitely going to do a forward deploy here, and we could even deploy as far as up here. Take this point for our long-range direct fires, or even just move down over here. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so we immediately have contact with them, of course, and we're immediately facing away from them because of course we are. Thanks, RogueTech. So we do see an awesome, we see a longbow, we also see something. We AMS'd that, so there are reinforcements. Okay, that's fine. We see an Atlas and a Warhammer 2C. So this is a pretty well-equipped local government lance. We don't actually see the...
Confirmed.
enemy units to... Hang on. Who moved here? We don't know. Only the longbow moves here. We're going to reserve the longbow. Okay, that's a victor. Not too frightening. The Mauler.
What can I do for you?
You can be reserved as well. Phase 15, both of these two will move, so we'll have targets after this. Our friends are irrelevant at that range, in all honesty. Okay, so they could definitely tear into the rear arc of our Bull Shark here. That's a Grand Summoner. Cool. I don't care about that.
Showing minor damage.
That's completely fine. We're going to reserve one final time. We're going to allow all of them to move in Phase 15 who can. The Warhammer 2C moves up. It does not do anything of note. Now, these two haven't moved yet. The Awesome moves in. It will shoot at us, I'm sure. At the Mad Cat, of all things. Interesting choice.
My armor's getting stripped off.
Okay. And the Longbow then moves up. It will also shoot. Also at the Mad Cat.
Reporting major armor loss.
Again, with the interesting choice there.
Yep.
I would not call the Mad Cat vital to our fighting technique. So the Fafnir moves up, and it can fire its MRMs only. It will fire at this Awesome.
Acknowledged.
We're mostly just looking for a little bit of armor strip and instability there. A Phase 14 mover that we don't yet see. Okay, that's a Griffin. Not very threatening there.
You need me to hold still for you?
Okay. So next up is our Annihilator. The Annihilator is going to move up.
Confirmed.
And I want to check hit odds. 51% on that Awesome. I like it. So we're going to Warlord to boost those hit odds. And we're going to fire the LBXs in cluster mode. Nice. Good armor strip onto that Awesome. Our ally moves up. It's a Catapult 2. And it doesn't fire. It's very far away. We're not surprised about this. The Bull Shark... The question is, do they have anything that's close enough to really justify artillery here? These guys are split by hills, and I feel like these two might be able to be hit. So we're going to actually step the Bull Shark back slightly and turn it. And we're going to drop artillery on this Grand Summoner and hope that we get some splash damage. I'm not 100% certain that we will, but let's see. Oh, we do, on both of them. That's great. Yeah, that went very well. I'm very happy about that. The Sunder moves up, doesn't do anything of note.
Standing by.
We're not shocked about that. The Boar's Head is going to be targeting the same area. We're going to hit that Grand Summoner. Its armor is running pretty low at this point, in all honesty. Not great artillery shots there, but we got some armor taken off.
Skipper.
Next up is our Longbow. The Longbow is going to position in cover over here. We can shoot at that Awesome. We can shoot at the enemy Longbow. Hit odds are much better at the Awesome, and we're going to go ahead and take that.
Fun time.
So he loses his evasive, and he's definitely hurting. Now, our Mauler, I would like to move a little bit more forward, and up here we'll have to do. We're not in cover, but that's okay. We're going to fire our Heavy Gauss at this Awesome.
Right, Commander.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. That's a whole lot of damage to that Awesome. That's a knockdown as well. Nice. So this Awesome is at 1 injury remaining. The Mad Cat is going to move up, and the Mad Cat is going to look to finish the Awesome. Now, its hit odds aren't the best, but if we take out this torso, we may well incapacitate the pilot. We did destroy the torso. And there's an LRM ammo explosion anyway. Pilot incapacitation. Beautiful. Next up, our Salamander is going to move up here. It is not in cover, but it does have hit odds on that Longbow. We're going to Warlord, and we're going to fire this with AX rounds for the big armor strip.
Roger that.
He does have that cover, but that's still a huge armor strip into that side arc. That longbow not doing so well. The enemy Atlas moves up, fires at our Salamander, doesn't do much.
I'm a holding.
Sounds good. Okay, so we see 4 units up here and 2 units over here. So there's still a unit that we don't see. Interesting.
Ready to rock.
Well, our longbow is going to remain in cover, and we're going to hit their longbow as hard as we can. It's not going to be the best hit odds, but we still have that same side arc. That's a structure exposure and also a head hit there. Our friend the Jaeger moves up, doesn't do anything of note. Now this guy moves phase 13, so that's fascinating to me. The Grand Summoner steps forward, fires at our Mauler. Doesn't get very much done.
Minor damage, Commander. Nothing to see here.
Our Madcap Mark II is going to step in, and this is also going to be hitting this already exposed side arc on the longbow. Now, we can Warlord this, and so we shall. Our hit odds aren't the best, but we could easily take out this longbow here if we get a good crit. And that's exactly what we got. LRM ammo explosion, that longbow's gone. Next up. Their Victor parked right next to the Grand Summoner.
I hear ya.
Fascinating. The Mauler, I feel like, should be reserved right now,
Let's do this.
as should the Salamander. I want this Warhammer 2C to move first. And that's exactly what I hoped he'd do. Nice. So he goes for the Salamander, does a pretty good amount of damage, but he missed several of his more important laser strikes there, so that's a big, big deal. Next up is our Bull Shark, and the Bull Shark is going to move over here. We're going to continue to hit the Victor, or actually the Grand Summoner here.
May I interest you in some melting armor?
Nice. So that's a decent amount of damage there. Our friend the Catapult 2 moves up, doesn't do anything. They're so far away. The Fafnir is going to step in over this way, and let's look at what our hit odds look like on this Warhammer. Surprisingly non-awful. They're not great, but they're not terrible. We're going to fire the UAC-20s last and the MRM-20 first, but I don't expect that we get unsteady here.
Copy that.
Yeah. Pretty much what I expected there. Sunder moves up, doesn't do anything of note. Okay. Our Boar's Head is, of course, another artillery piece, and moves up over here and drops its artillery on that Grand Summoner.
Confirmed.
Which, its armor is starting to get extremely low. And that's actually a knockdown on... Is that both of them? No, only a knockdown on this guy. Interesting.
Aye, aye.
So the Annihilator is going to close in over here. We're going to fire our LBXs, and this is one that we could see instability from. We'll see how that goes. Not a lot of instability there, if I'm honest. Griffin closes in, doesn't do anything. They're so far away. We don't expect them to do anything, if we're honest. There's still a unit that we don't see. So they're shooting at our Salamander. This is fine.
I'm showing minor damage.
Indeed you are. Next up is our Mauler, and the Mauler is going to move up over
No
here.
need to tell me twice.
We're then going to fire on this Warhammer. Hit odds aren't the best, but we'll give it a go.
Roger that. Firing on target.
We did not manage to hit with the Heavy Gauss. I'm not shocked about that. So phase 10, that's their Griffin. Their Griffin closes in a bit up there and fires on the Mauler. 8 damage. We don't really care about that. That's not relevant.
Nice try.
So that's okay. Next up is, of course, our Salamander. The Salamander is really a very important mech right now to our composition, and we don't actually have access to Warlord, but we can hit this guy really hard with the AX MRMs. This isn't his weak side, and the question becomes, is this better to use AX here? I'm actually going to use Improved because I feel like his armor is low enough over here that when it comes to internal damage, we're going to lose overall damage if we use AX. So I'm going to use improved instead. And there we go. That's a dead Warhammer 2C. Beautiful. 3 down, 5 to go. We see 4 of them. And who do we move next? That is our longbow. Our longbow is going to step up over here. I would love to fire... What's our hit odds on this Victor? Actually, really good. We could go for this torso and maybe get an explosion or something. Let's see what happens. We did penetrate the armor there.
That hit something good.
And I believe we took off the arm. Indeed we did. Okay, cool.
Waiting on you,
So the
Commander.
Mauler is going to sprint up over this way, but we're just going to sink our heat. Next up, our Salamander is going to join up over this way and sink its heat. Now these guys are going to maybe advance over this way, we'll see.
I'm here.
Our Bull Shark moves next, and we are going to move up, and we're going to drop artillery on this Grand Summoner. We're looking for a knockdown on it, and that's very likely right now.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
Yes, that is a knockdown. Beautiful. And actually, that's a pilot incapacitation on the Grand Summoner. I didn't expect that, but sure? Okay. We're going to sprint forward with the Fafnir over here. We're looking to get LOS on this Atlas when we can. And the UAC-20 unjams, so that's good.
Go.
The Madcat Mark II will join him.
Run, don't shoot.
There we go.
Got it.
And next up, who do we move now? That's our Boar's Head. Sure. So we're going to continue to drop artillery on this Victor on the off chance that we splash damage that Griffin. It's not even an off chance. We're going to. And that Victor is taking a lot of damage right now. That's actually just a kill on the Victor.
Hostile eliminated.
I like it. 3 units remain. We see 2 of them. They're not in LOS right now, but we do see them. This Griffin is going to be pretty easy to kill. This is a unit that we don't see. Okay. We still have no indicator of where it is. The Annihilator is going to move in. We're going to check our hit odds on the LRM-20 Zeus's. 21% on both. Given that, we're going to fire on the Griffin.
Firing on target.
Okay, we got some decent armor reduction there. Our allies are not going to do anything of note at that range. They're just going to sprint forward. Okay. So, next up, I believe, will be the Griffin. Yes. So he moves in, shoots at the Salamander, gets no damage dealt. I like it. Okay. Our friend the Catapult 2 walks up, does not do anything. Same with the Sunder. So this will now be the Atlas. He backed off a little bit. Fired on the Salamander, got a little damage in there. That's okay. No big deal there.
I hear ya.
So our Mauler is going to continue to advance up here. We're looking for an LOS, but we don't see one. So we're just going to walk up over this way. We're kind of going around the forest because I think that'll be slightly faster. The longbow will step forward, and we can fire on either the Griffin or the Atlas. We're checking hit odds. Slightly better on the Atlas, so we will take that. We'll even Warlord it. And we'll strip a little bit of armor off of him. We're probably also going to fire artillery
Locking off with all
at the Atlas for armor strip purposes. The Atlas has lost a good amount of armor already. The Fafnir will sprint on forward in hopes of getting an LOS on the Atlas, but the Atlas did back off last round. We'll see if it continues following that path. The Salamander is going to accompany the Mauler.
No shooting, just running.
Okay.
Receiving.
The Madcat Mark II is, of course, also looking to fire down this corridor. What do we got next? That is the Bull Shark. So the Bull Shark is going to fire on that Atlas, like I said. That'll make him unsteady. That's a solid long tom hit. A lot of armor removed from that Atlas there. I like it. So this is their unit that we don't see. There it is. It's a ghost. It's also super dead. So there's that.
Ooh, Took a heavy hit there.
Next round, that ghost will die.
I'm receiving you.
The Boar's Head is going to step up over here. The Boar's Head is still going to be firing on the Atlas here, not on the
Hit all
ghost.
buttons.
I'd love to see a knockdown. I'm not super convinced that that's going to happen here, but no, there it is. Okay, cool. So that's a knockdown on the Atlas. He'll have to get back up. That won't stop him, but it'll slow him down a little bit.
Commander?
Our Annihilator is actually in visuals of the ghost here. Do we want to take this shot? Pretty good chance of stray shot, but none of these do a huge amount of damage, so let's go ahead and give it a go. No stray shotting happening there, and we got a decent chunk of damage into that ghost. I like it. Our friend the Sunder moves up. They're not doing anything of note. Same with the Jaeger. And the Catapult. And the Griffin. Yeah, they're... Oh, actually, that's the shot. It doesn't hit, but it shoots, so that's something anyway. Cool. So, this is now going to be their Atlas getting up. Actually, that's their Griffin moving forward. In phase 10? Okay. Griffin moving forward in phase 10. Interesting. The Atlas now gets up, as expected. And let's see what direction it decides to go here. I'm betting this way. Nope. It turned back around and came back over here. Shooting at the Mad Cat. We can probably get onto this ridge this round and shoot at it. So that would be great. Next round.
Skipper?
First up is our longbow. The longbow has direct fire LOS on this ghost, but I want to check all of the hit odds here. 51% on the Atlas is actually higher. And yeah, that's our best hit odds. I'm not going to fire this LRM-15 because of heat, but otherwise, not bad. We actually got some internal there. I'm surprised that we got internal damage, but okay. The Mad Cat is now going to move up here. I would love to see a direct fire LOS. Sadly, it doesn't exist.
Going full throttle.
It'll be next round. I was hoping we'd be able to get one from here, but not quite.
Standing by.
Well, the Salamander is going to close in here on the ghost, and this is going to do a lot. Like, this ghost, it's hard to hit, no doubt, but it doesn't have a lot of armor. But I think I'm still going to run AX here.
Target locked in.
Okay, so we made him unsteady, got an engine crit.
Solid connection
The
on
unsteady
that one.
part is the biggest part there. So now our Mauler... This is not our Mauler. This is our Annihilator. Now our Annihilator can stay where it's at. Actually, hang on. Yeah, can stay where it's at and fire on that ghost. Hit odds are now much better here.
Giving him everything I've got.
And there we go. That is one very dead ghost. Beautiful. 2 units remain.
That's a kill.
And we didn't even stray shot. I like it.
Good to go.
So the Mauler is now going to make its way up over here. We're going to attempt to get to this ridge next round. We'll see if that happens.
Yes, Commander.
Our Bull Shark is going to move up and is going to drop artillery on the Atlas again. The Atlas doesn't have much left, and we should probably, after this, switch fire over to the Griffin. And in fact, that's just a kill on the Atlas. It was a lucky crit, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
So now the Fafnir definitely isn't going to get a target over here. That's fine.
Bugging out.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to go for the Ghost. That's the only remaining unit. The Boar's Head will close in a bit, and we're going to fire on this Griffin. Now, it's not going to last long under a sustained artillery barrage. Its armor held through that one, but it's only a Griffin. It's not going to last long. Particularly as all of our indirect weapons come to bear. But the moment we get a shot at it with the Salamander, I think it's pretty dead. So the Griffin positioned over here. That's not, I think, very helpful for it.
Come on.
What it
Send me a
needs to
real
do
mech warrior.
is prevent us from getting an LOS from that ridge. This is its danger point right now.
What are your orders, Skipper?
So our longbow moves now, and we're just going to fire on the Griffin. This will make it unsteady. And that's the goal here.
we go.
We did penetrate his armor there,
Inflicted some nasty on that some bitch.
but he should now be unsteady. Now, the Madcat Mark II, I don't expect an LOS out over this way. No, there's not one. It's kind of close, but there's this outcropping here. At this point, though, now our Salamander moves, and this is starting to get into the danger point for this Griffin, and yep, we get an LOS here. Just what we wanted. We're not going to fire AX here. There is no point. We will fire improved. We're not going to fire the medium lasers due to heat, but I do expect the Griffin to die here. There we go.
Target eliminated.
Fantastic. Simple with a fat payday at the end,
Mission
indeed.
successful.
We barely took any damage there. That was really, really good. I don't think we're going to get to deploy another time this month, Tick. We did take a little damage, and it'll probably take us, what, 3 days we have left? I think it'll take us longer than 3 days to get repairs, but not by much. Will it? Will it take longer than 3 days? I feel like we barely took damage. So we get 1.8 million there. That's not quite as much as I was hoping, but it's okay. Looking at our actual damage here, the Madcat Mark II took a little bit, but I do believe that we get a deployment yet this month again. That went very, very well. Now, there are some ATM parts here. There's a Clan Gauss Rifle HA-20. We do have 2 of those. Clan LRM-5s are not great. There's an engine heatsink plus 4 here. That we don't have. I guess we'll go for that. I'm not seeing anything super exciting here. So we'll take that. And the Clan LRM-5s we'll actually get rid of. This armor here, that can be gotten rid of as well. That's generic. Case we don't need. We've got plenty. And Slug LRMs. Stability damage. Okay, we'll get rid of that too. We'll just take the engine heatsink plus 4 and call that good. Now this is about time to put a cut in. So once we know how long this is going to cost to repair, yeah, that's definitely how things work. Oh boy. Once we know how long this is going to take to repair and how much it's going to cost, which I don't expect as much, then I will go ahead and put a cut in here. While we're waiting for Yang to get back to us with that estimate, I will say you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And how much do we think that's going to take? My guess, 80,000 C-bills and 4 days. We have 3 days left, so it'll be 4 days. That's my guess. Okay, that's about 80,000 C-bills. Now, Yang thinks it'll be 15 days. I'm going for the actual amount of days, not how many days Yang thinks it'll be. In reality, 7 on the Salamander and 6 on the Madcat Mark II. Okay, so that's not bad. That'll be fine. We'll tick past this month tick, and we'll just dip under 10k, but I think we're close enough to push the difficulty a little bit. And that is what we're going to do next time. See you all then.